Good? Okay. Hi, Robert. My name is Craig Cook. I'm a demo guide here at Blue Compass RV in Post Falls. Your inspection has been going on all morning and he's now done, so I thought I'd run you through the coach and make sure you know how to turn things on and off and what you have available to you. So, coming right over this way, first thing on this side of the door, and we're going to do the outside first, Robert, and then I'll go indoors. You have a spray port here with a quick connect, and you have a hose that you can connect to this or to your outside shower on the other side and have outside water spray for dirty feet, dirty dogs, dirty bikes, you name it. Then this fellow here, which is normally a stabilizer jack crank, in your case, you've got auto levelers, so this isn't for that. This is to lower your spare tire in case you have a flat. Come on back this way. Where's the hole? Wait. So, Robert, it goes into this connection, and there is a bolt right in there that it will get on, and that will lower your spare tire down to the ground for you. Okay. Then this crank handle is a backup jack for your rear awning that goes out over the patio. Once again, it's a backup jack. You do have a power awning that goes in and out on the back, and you have 3 on the side that go all out by push of a button. Another thing that's in here, there is a picnic table that the manufacturer provides, so if you're out traveling and you see a real pretty place to have a picnic lunch, you just open up the bracket right here so that you can pull the table out, and it'll pull out. It's brand new in a plastic bag, and then you can lock it back in right there. Okay? On this side of the exterior storage, and I don't know if you want to get over there, you've got lights, you've got slide out 3, which would be this guy right here, so that you can sit here and put it in and out while you're watching it in case you're trying to not hit a tree with your slide out or something like that. Then you've got 3 awning buttons on this side. So awning 1, awning 2, and awning 3. So depending upon which awning you want to come out, that's how you do it. You can also put the awnings in and out and the slide out in and out from indoors as well. This is just one of the manufacturers that gives you indoor and outdoor controls for those issues. You have a magnet that holds this door up, and one key fits all. So there's just one key for the whole trailer. It's going to fit every lock inside and out for you. Then coming over here, I've got your first propane tank. I'll go ahead and open that up. The regulator is on the other side. If you wanted to refill this, you would have to close the valve, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, uncollar the tank from this propane cord by screwing it off, and then pull these 2 open, and the tank will come out so that you can easily get it filled. This little guy right here, just in case you're wondering, is in case you decide to install a washer and a dryer. That's a vent for a dryer, should you decide to add it. That front cabinet is pre-plumbed for the washer dryer if you want to do that. Coming over this way, we've got 3 storages up front. The first storage has a real nice clip up here to hold the door up out of your way, and it has locks on it, and it's just a beautiful storage with a light. Okay. Also, right here is your solar charge controller. That has to do with your solar system. So what solar panels do for you is they charge your batteries. End of story. That's what they do. Unless you get a really tricked out system. So currently, that's what that'll do, is charge your lithium battery that we installed in there. Then you have two disconnects that you can employ. The top one is your solar disconnect. The bottom one is your 12-volt disconnect. Those would both be used for storage ideas. Let's say you're putting it away for the winter. You're going to want to disconnect your battery and your solar right here by turning it a quarter of a turn to the left. And then you would want to disconnect your battery in the battery compartment and put it on a battery tender for the winter, or just store it properly. Down here is your generator. This is going to provide 110 power for you when you're out in the middle of nowhere and you don't have shore power to plug into. In order to turn it on, there is an inside remote start. On a key fob, there is a inside start button by your monitor panel, and there's this button right here as well. In order to start it, you push down until the prime light comes on. Once that comes on, hit start. Starts right up, purrs like a kitten. And then to shut it off, right there. Okay. Right here underneath, we have what's called a docking light button. That is for these lights right here and right here. They'll light up at night if you want to make the coach a little prettier. Okay? Come on around this side. We'll go through the hitch when you come in and you're hooking up. I'm going to get into the auto leveling system now. I've got the jacks up or down on the ground. It's level. So I will show you how to pull the rear jacks up and then how to re-level it. So we're going to come over here. Oh, and just so you know, you've got written instructions on how to handle the leveling system right inside the propane door. What I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it on. Okay, it's on. And I am going to bring up the jacks in the rear while leaving these jacks down on the ground so that the unit doesn't go to the ground. I'm going to go to auto hitch and hit enter. That'll start bringing up the back. It takes just a moment. They're very quick. Okay, everything's up in the back. Now, if you were attempting to get this onto your truck, your towing vehicle, then you would need to adjust the height on the front here. You do that simply by, if you now hit the front button, the front will go up, okay? And by hitting retract and the front button, it'll go down. So it's really quite easy to operate. So once you have it at the right height, then you would jack onto your hitch. And once we're done with that, then we're gonna go to retract all jacks and hit enter. But you're only gonna do that after you know that you're locked onto the hitch. Because if you raise those and you're not on the hitch, it'll take it to the ground. So you just want to make sure of your hitch condition while you're operating this. Two safety issues on the hitch, on the auto leveling system. Number one, make sure that your truck is out from underneath the neck of the fifth wheel before you turn that on, because it does go up and down to level. And make sure that your steps are put up out of the way so that they don't get in the way of that. I'm going to go ahead and leave it for here right now. I'll turn the system off. Oh, let me show you how to auto level it. Okay, so all we do from here is hit the auto level button. And it will stop and think and then move, and stop and think and then move. So it analyzes what it's done and then adjusts accordingly. Here come down the middle jacks. And your rear jacks are coming down as well. It'll make several adjustments here until it gets it right. It's going to say success up here in a moment. Okay, now it says auto level success. That means we're back to level. Okay, so from here we would have to raise those back jacks once again. So you would hit enter until you get to auto hitch, and then, or the down arrow is where you get to the auto hitch, and then enter, and that'll bring up the 4 back legs and leave this up here where we can get onto your hitch. You'll see the jacks are already up in the back, so they go very, very quickly. Okay, we're back to the position to be hooked up to a towing vehicle now. This compartment does lock with your key. Once again, it's one key for every single lock in this thing, inside and out. I'm going to leave those there for now. Okay, in this compartment is your second propane tank. Your regulator is in here, so come on up here, Maddie. The regulator is right back here. That determines which tank you're pulling off of. Currently, I'm pulling off of this tank with the arrow that way. If I changed it to this side, then it would be pulling off of the tank on the other side of the trailer. We suggest that you pull off of one tank or the other at a time. That way you'll never fully run yourself out of LP. Right here, it does tell you that your tires should be at 123 pounds PSI when you're leaving town on a trip. So they tell you where to set your tires at, 123 pounds. Inside of here, we have a motion sensor LED strip. So this is a lit area. This is what we call your sewer center or your houseworks. Number one, right here, there is a little travel strap, and you can get right back to there to do more winterizing if you want to. Just makes for easy access to get at your water pump and whatever equipment's back there. Then this guy here is a water filter. It's a whole house water filter. Your filter will be in the bag. You'll want to set that up once you start using it. Okay. Up here we have a light, so that you've got a light in this compartment. Another cool thing about this compartment, come on over here, Maddie. Let's say you're out here and you want to use your spray port, but you don't want to go turn your water pump on inside. You have a water pump button right here, so you can turn the water pump on from outside. You have a Starlink prep plug for the Starlink system. And you have cable and satellite going in. So you would have to have the cable hooked up if you want to watch cable TV. You would have to have the satellite link hooked in. This would generally be done at like a full service campsite, something like a KOA where they have cable TV and hoses at the campsite. Down underneath here, we have a little port that you can run your hoses and cables through. That way you can have them hooked up and have this door closed and locked so nobody can mess with your settings. Over here, I've got a button for slide out 1 and slide out 2. So slide out 1 would be up here, slide out 2 would be back there. So you can open and close them and watch them as you do so. This whole guy right here is a water system manifold. It's set up correctly. I wouldn't be making any adjustments on that if it were my trailer. I would leave it the way it is currently. And then you have a slam latch door for locking that up. Once again, that single key will handle any lock. And this guy right here is the exhaust pipe for your generator. So you might want to turn the generator off if you're running it before you come over and work in this compartment, because it'll have exhaust here. Then we're going to get to 2 appliances. The first appliance here is your furnace. I bring these up because the furnace will be blowing hot exhaust out of here and taking cold air in there. And your hot water heater, when it's turned on, will be blowing hot exhaust out of here. I say that so that you don't put anything here on a tray that could melt if it stood in front of that hot exhaust for too long. On the furnace, there are these little bug screens that you can purchase and install yourself to keep the bees from setting up nests inside of your LP functions. For some reason, they seem to enjoy the smell of LP. So you want to look for bug screens at an RV parts store. Everybody will have them. You would need 2 or 1 rectangular to cover the whole thing. And this guy is your on-demand hot water system. This panel comes off, and I generally take it off because it's sheet metal and I don't want to bend it. So I'll take it off and put it on the ground. Then in here, you've got the appliances turned on with I. O is off. So you're going to leave it on right now because out here. And then you will turn it on and off from indoors at the indoor thermostat. And I will show you how to turn that on and operate it. So the only thing you really need to know about out here is if you're putting really cold well water into the system and the water's not getting up to the temperature you want quick enough, then you can take this flow meter right here and back it off so that you slow the water down in the tube and it spends more time under the flames before it spits it out. So that's all you're doing, is slowing the water down by employing the meter, the flow meter. Then right below it is a drain plug that you could open up to drain this if you were going to winterize it yourself. If not, we will gladly winterize it for you for a fee. This last year it was $144 to get a unit winterized here. Okay. 2 little openings right here and 2 little spikes right there. That's how it holds on. And then that little flipper comes out and you turn it and drop it down. Okay? You're gonna have to film in this way. I'm gonna crawl under here. Robert, now we're down by your, what I call the necessaries, the sewer issues. You've got 2 dump pipes here. Out of this dump pipe, you will be getting black tank number 1. Okay. The other tank is for the other sewer line is for your gray coming out of the kitchen. And you have black number 2 for the rear bathroom toilet. That will all come down to the same flusher. Make sure when you're dumping your tanks that you dump your black tanks first, get the human waste out of there, and then follow it up with your gray tanks so that the fluid rush will help keep the lines all cleaned. And I would not recommend just leaving your black valves open all the time. That can set up a condition called a dry mountain in the sewage tank. What happens is the fluids drain off, but it leaves the solids, and they will solidify, and it's very difficult to get out of there once that sets up. So you want to make sure that you're using your gray tanks to flush, and then also want to make sure that you employ your black tank flush once you're done dumping the tanks to rinse out the inside of those two sewer tanks. Okay? There's one of your black tank flushes. The other tank flush is right here. Oh, you know what I forgot to do on this, and I'm glad we came back. Right here, if you are going to be using city water, your hose would go in here to the city water junction, but you want a high pressure water regulator right here before the hose goes in. That way, if you hit an RV park that has really high water pressure, they won't kill your water lines by bloating them up. So, if you are dry camping or city water, this valve would be down. If you're trying to fill your fresh tank, that valve would be up. Okay? Alrighty. Oh, there's a lock on that. Gas station. You fill it here and here. I believe both tanks are 30 gallons. So one 30-gallon tank, one 30-gallon tank. This tank will fuel your generator. This tank will fuel your gas tank. Okay? Inside of here, you do have a little pump switch. You would just turn it on, and that'll tell you how much fuel you've got. So you would have to turn that pump switch on in order to use the pump. Okay. Right here, this is your shoreline cord. It is 25 feet of 50 amp cord. I'm plugged into 30 amp. So I can only run one air conditioner out here at a time on the 50 amp coaches, but it's not for any reason other than I just don't have sufficient power at the pole. Anyway, this will be coming with your trailer. Then this is going to be your ladder to the roof. You've got two safety pins that pull out, and it just pulls out like that, and you scamper up to the roof. The reason I'm pointing that out, you have roof maintenance to perform. You have got seals up on the roof around any toilet vent tube that's coming up, or any ceiling hatch that can open and close. There's a product called lap sealant around that. You want to make sure that you're up there inspecting your seals minimum every 6 months, if not every 4 months, or pay someone to do so. You want to be looking for gaps, cracks, voids, crevices in the seal. If there are any, then you want to scrape the seal off with a wood or a plastic putty knife. Clean the area with warm soap and water. Let it dry. Come down to the RV parts store and get some lap sealant and put it down very liberally. It looks like putty. You want to make sure you're covering every crack or crevice or gap or void so that water doesn't have a way in. And if you do that religiously, this trailer will last you for a lifetime. Come on this way. I'm going to run inside real quick and open up the ramp, so we'll show you how your ramp is doing. There's a little yellow pull cord that you pull from inside to unlock the door, and this is the easiest ramp door I've ever worked on. It's absolutely no muscle whatsoever. There it is down for you. This is your patio position. You can put up to 1,500 pounds of people on here in this position. If you unhook these cables with these pins, you can drop it down for loading equipment, and then it becomes a 3,000 pound ramp door. Gate comes out like this. There we go. There we go. And there we go. There's your door. Okay? Very, very easy. Then to opposite that, you would want to put this back. You want to bring this, let's see, I have to unclip it. Run that in. Then this guy, we unclip it and swing it in that way. It locks into place. Then we unlock it here, and that slides back. And then this goes inside. This goes inside. There's a little Velcro there to hold it in place. Same thing on this one. There we go. And then these doors will open and close like this, and they will also swing out by pulling a little strap on the door so that you can load your equipment. This is absolutely the lightest ramp I've ever operated. This thing, I'm telling you, very, very simple. You have to give it a little shove so that it latches. Just make sure it's latched, and we're done. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Right here, we have a little metal, what looks like to be a toolbox to me. You do have a light, and there are 110s in it. So you could carry a toolbox in there. It's a nice metal box, and it is lockable. Then I'm going to explain this. This is called the ram air vent system. The idea is you've got one that's across the other side, and it's up high on the coach. So you would place that vent to scoop the air and place this vent to release the air. What that does is that vents out any gasoline fumes you create while you're towing. It works extremely well. It's used on all toy haulers. You'll be glad you have it. The steps here, this set folds up like this very easily and rides right in the step well like that. This handle will fold across your door. It's a good idea to do that when you're towing. It's a hedge against the door popping open on you accidentally. We'll do the inside of the garage towards the end of this. So come on with me. We've got 2 outdoor speakers. You've got 3 outdoor awnings right here, plus a 4th that goes out the end. You have 110 coming out of the coach in case you need it. And you also have a spray port over here for your little blue hose. I'm going to show you how to operate these steps and this handrail. These are the greatest steps I've ever seen, but you need to be aware of a couple of things. Number one, this has a gas support, so it's very easy to pick up. It won't be heavy at all. The door has to be completely open to put this up in its traveling position so that you don't hit this bracket on it. And you have telescoping legs. There's a little button right here and right here that you push in, and then you can telescope the legs and adjust them for length. Okay? What you're trying to do is to get that as flat on that rail as possible so that door closes like that. That way there's no damage to the bottom of the door. So make sure you take a moment and adjust your stair dimensions for the proper ground level that you're on when you're camping. Then this little handle, come on over, yeah, that way. Number one, it has a magnet right here. That magnet is designed to grab a hold of this steel plate and hold the railing in. And it does a good job of that. In order to pop it up, you just pop the arm or pop that arm and it'll go in, and now it's magnetized to the coach. They also provide a safety pin for extra assurance that it won't pop open while you're going down the road. I keep the pin on the magnet so I always know where the pin is. Seems to work well. Then on this door, I want to show you, you got a great little screen door, but that handle doesn't take 20 years of this door banging on it. So if you want your screen door to last, you clip them together and close them as a unit, and it'll last you forever. Come on in, Maddie. Okay. Air conditioning.
Oh, it feels good.
Does that feel good? We've got the air conditioning on. It feels very nice in here. Okay, first thing I'm going to do with you inside is bring you over to the cabinet above your TV in the main living room. This is where you find your monitor panel, your inside generator start, and up here, your 12-volt fuses. Okay? In fuses, you're going to need 15s, 30s, and 10s for backup fuses. And then that little panel just pops on there and it snaps into place. Once again, to start up your generator from inside, you would press down on this until this little light lights up right there. It's ready to start. And the generator is now running outside. Okay? To stop it, just press down on the button and it stops. Coming up here, we're going to be into what's called your monitor panel. So this is where the main brain of the unit is. So to begin with, up in the left-hand corner, you have your monitor panel. So my fresh tank has a little bit of water in it, so I can show you the water's working. Battery condition is fully charged up and up to snuff. And then black 1 and black 2 were both near empty. Gray 1 and gray 2 were both near empty. These are your slide out buttons. These are your awning buttons for outside. And these lights right here are all pretty much internal lights. Some of them are exterior lights right there. Those are exterior DS, door side, off door side, hallway, that turns on the hallway light. You have an accent light, which is up here on the edges, and then your awning light. Up here, you have 12-volt tank heaters. So on this guy, I'm sure that you have ducted heat to the underbelly. You also have 12-volt heating blankets that are attached to the bottom center of each holding tank. What those do for you in a hard freeze is a direct source of heat to the tank so that your tanks won't freeze up on you. You will go through more battery power if you're employing those. So they are 12-volt run. And that should be that panel. Down here is your second panel. This will be your breakers. So there's your 110 breakers. Just like in a house, if the breaker trips, you throw it back in the opposite direction until it clicks and catches, and that should reset things for you. Okay, I'm going to show you. We've got several remote controls here for the entertainment here. Number one, this little guy is your remote control for the fireplace. Come on, you. There we go. You can play with the flame and do different things on the flame. You can make it almost down to nothing or nothing and just have heat. Or you can bring the flames back. You can do this fireplace with just heat, with just flames, or a combination of both. It tends to be a 4,000 to 5,000 BTU electric room heater. Okay, so it'll take the edge off on a chilly morning. And this guy is for your stereo. There we go. You can play with your stereo. And then this one would be for the main big TV. Okay. I just powered it off. If that red light is on down there, it tells you the TV has got power, but it's turned off. Let's get it back. Now it just went out and the TV lights up. So that's those three remotes. Okay, I'm going to turn off that fireplace. We don't need the heat. There we go. Okay, we're going to head up this way into the hallway going up to the bedroom. First thing I want to point out right down here, that is your CO2 and LP alarm system. That'll make one of two noises. If your battery is getting low, that will start chirping at you. Okay, so it's an audible indication that you need to do something to charge your batteries. Maybe it's a cloudy day and your solar panels aren't working as efficiently due to the shade. At about 20% shade, they really stop working. So the efficiency goes down rather quick on the solar panels. So if it's chirping, you have a low battery, you need to plug in and turn on your engine or plug into shore power or turn on your generator. You need to do something to help your battery regain a little charge. If it goes off as a consistent alarm, then you want to exit the trailer. You want to leave the door open as you go and go outside and turn off the tanks, both of the tanks. You want to turn the gas supply off and then wait 15 or 20 minutes. Let the gas clear out and then go ahead and reopen the gas supply on your tanks. If the alarm retrips, then we're going to want a phone call from you because you may have a leak that we need to pay attention to. If the alarm goes out, it may have just been a burp in the electrical system that caused that to happen and you cleared it out. Okay? Come on up here. I am going to go make sure that my water pump is on. Okay. So what I just did was turn on the water pump. I want to show you, Maddie, I think I'm going to have you stand back here because the thermostat's right here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the stopper out of the sink. I want it on hot. and this is on. You'll see this flame light up. There's your flame. It's already climbing in temperature. It takes a couple of minutes for it to get through to hot water at the faucet. It's warming up now. Just that quick. I have very hot water, and I could run that as long as I have water supply. So, easy peasy. Turn the water off. You can leave this on. You will need hot water throughout the day. So when you're out there camping, feel free to leave this turned on. You can adjust your temperature with these controls. That would be 124 is the highest that the system will let you put it at, and you can go down from there. Then this tells you that we have power. This tells you that we're on Fahrenheit. That tells you we're now on Celsius. So you can do it Fahrenheit or Celsius, whichever works best for you. And then your on-off button is right there. And it's really that simple. So you can feel free to leave it on and then just use your hot water throughout the day. I'll turn it off now. Okay? Put the stopper back in there. This guy right here is for this cool little vent fan in your bathroom. So I'm going to turn it on. There it's going. It's got a light, and I can turn it off real quick. Okay, so it's got lights and it's got a vent fan. You can close the vent fan right there with that little sliding latch. Over here we have your another GFI. Both Lavies tend to have GFI circuits in them. So if you know that you have shore power coming into the trailer and you come inside and you plug into a socket and it's not responding in the way that you want it to, you come in here and hit both of your resets on the GFI as your first step. If that doesn't get it, then you would be going down to your fuses and your breakers to see whether or not you have an issue there. Okay? I would suggest that you carry backup fuses as you travel so that in case you pop a fuse, you've got something to replace it with. Your light switch is here for the Lavie. You have air conditioning. And we have a heat duct also. Okay? So if you want to stand back there now. On the toilet, I believe these are soft close toilet lids. So if you get up in the middle of the night and let the lid slam accidentally, it won't wake up anybody. With your foot on the pedal, about half a flush will put water in the bowl. Okay? So you put it into whatever height you think is required, and then a full flush drops it. You always want to have a little bit of water in that bowl because that acts as a vapor seal and it keeps it smelling fresh in here. Oh, got a medicine cabinet, and this is a light switch for these. Over here on the wall you do have towel hooks, so just so you know, for towing, you have two sliding doors here on the bathroom area. For towing, they should be in the position that they're in right now. This one has a little lock right here that you can lock the door down with. Okay? And this has the same kind of lock. So you want to make sure that those doors are locked open when you're going to be towing. Okay. Coming over this way, the bed has a lay down position and an up and reading position. This is probably one of the most important things I'll tell you. This slide out will not move in unless it's up in the book reading position. The reason for that is, and the trailer won't let it close, is you just don't quite have enough room before the dresser. So you put it up like that to bring the slide in. Then, let me see where my slide button. Oh, the slide button would be on the monitor panel, and you would just bring it in from there. Okay? All three windows have shades that you can open. Coming over here, let's see, maybe we don't. Oh, we don't. Okay. Okay. It's not a lift-up bed. It is a drawer bed. Beautiful drawers down underneath here. Okay. Alrighty. Inside your closet in here, it is prepped for Starlink. So you would just have to contact the Starlink company and purchase that service and then get it installed. There's a light right here with the light bar. And this one is a motion sensor. Okay. These guys have a clip. So this one, there we go. You want to have that clipped onto there, and this one clipped onto here for towing so that the doors aren't slamming back and forth. Okay. That's all. Oh. You got a beautiful washer dryer inside of this guy. Okay. That's why you have so many gray tanks. One of the gray tanks will be for this dude. Use it like a home washing machine. These things are awesome. The stack units work extremely well. I didn't realize they had put in a washer dryer. Okay, then I have a remote control for the bedroom TV. Just want to show you that it's working. There we go. And that will be kept in the top drawer in the bedroom. Over here behind the door, that's a little magnet to hold the door open, okay? However, I would recommend that you close this door for towing. You can leave it magnetized, but I don't know if that's going to hold in a towing situation. I would close it. And then you have a light switch here with a dimmer, so you can dim the lights in the bedroom by sliding this slide up and down. Very, very nice. And then this guy here is your remote control for the bedroom heat and AC. You would turn this on like that, okay? I want to get on mode to cool. There's cool. There's on. I want my temperature lower. There we go. We've got nice cold air coming out of that air conditioner right now. These air conditioners are very, very quiet for RV air conditioners. You're going to love this. This is a beautiful system. So you'll just have to learn how to operate your remote control with temperatures in the mode that you want to be in. Obviously, I'm in cool here. If you wanted heat in the bedroom, then you would have to go mode until you see heat and then set your temperature and make sure the system's on. So it's very easy to operate, and you'll have 3 of these, one for each air conditioner. I just turned it off, and this will close automatically. This system works gorgeous. Very, very, very nice. Okay. Bed comes up. This light is for that. Oh, there is a 110 plug on that side of the dresser. Okay, and you have USB plugs down on both sides of the bed. Okay. Let's head down this way, Maddie. Okay. For your chairs in the living room, we didn't plug them in, I don't think. They'll have to be plugged in, and they're power recliners, so they'll go in and out. And this will also roll to a different position. This is the one that was in the kitchen, I think.
That was yesterday.
That was
yesterday.
That was yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay, so this one's going to go in here then.
Okay.
Come on in the kitchen area. So I'll show you your sink. They provide you with a dish rack that can roll up and go in a drawer. So it's a very handy dish rack. These have been very, very well received. And they can just go into a drawer that way, okay? Into a big enough drawer. That one right there will work, okay? Hot and cold on the sink, there's really nothing to know there. The one thing that I do want to point out on the sink is you do have shutoff valves underneath. So if you ever have a leak up here, you can immediately shut the water supply off down underneath. That's a new thing, and that's a very helpful tool. Okay, coming over to your microwave. Your microwave looks like a standard microwave to me. It'll zap a cup of coffee, make a bowl of soup hot. It does require 110 power, which would be your generator or shore power, in order to operate this, your ACs or your televisions. Those are all going to be on AC current. So you have to be bringing AC current in or making it with your generator in order to have these function. There's a little vent fan on here and a surface light. Okay. On the stovetop and oven, you have knob lights and oven lights. In order to light the burners, this one shows you that it's this burner up front and this one is the rear. So I just turn it in, hold the button in, and I've already got a flame and it's lit. Hold that in, I've got a flame and it's lit. Hold that in, flame and lit, and the same story there. If you ever go to light it and the flame goes out immediately, you want to relight it and hold the button in a little bit longer so that the head heats up enough to hold the flame. On the oven, same thing. You got to light your pilot light. The ovens always take a little bit longer to get the gas down there. There it goes. I've got a flame. I can see it right through there. Okay? Turn off your oven interior light. Turn off your knob handles. And you're done. I think there's a little drawer. Oh, there is. There's a little drawer down here for like a cookie sheet or something. Okay. I don't think there's anything in there. That's just storage, so nothing there to explain. Oh, over here. This thermostat will be for this air conditioner in the living room. This is located in the kitchen. The other thermostat for the bedroom is located in the bedroom. And then there's a thermostat out here for the garage as well. This dude here is for your furnace. And it looks like that's the only way your furnace is going to come on. So in order to operate this one, you'll hold the button in until the panel turns blue. Maybe this panel doesn't turn blue. There it goes. Okay, so that's your furnace thermostat. Up and down, power on. Real easy. We do have a light up underneath here. You can do it with a finger touch if you'd like. Okay, so you got good light on that space. Here's your other GFI circuit. I thought it would be in the back bathroom. It's right here. So this is where you would hit your resets if your plugs weren't responding. This little control is for your fan above the kitchen. Turn the fan on there, and you can, the lid will raise. There's 4 fan speeds. It's a wonderful vent fan. You've got off. It'll automatically close the vent and turn off the fan for us. These vent fans, just so you know, have a little umbrella decal on them. That indicates that these have the rain sensor built in. That means that if you have this vent open and operating and you're gone from the coach for a couple hours and it starts to rain while you're gone, there's a sensor on the roof that will pick up on that and it'll close the vent so that your trailer doesn't get drenched inside. Okay, I'm going to come over to your pantry. Okay, beautiful drawers that you can pull out. They have magnets on the back of them to hold them in place, so they stay in there very nicely. And this guy is your fridge. Let's see, do we have anything up there? That's just another storage. You open up your fridge by wrapping your fingers up in here and pulling. I currently have the refrigerator set at 41 degrees. I can make that go down or up. Let's go to 39 and leave the freezer at 5. In order to turn this system on and off, so I've got the freezer set at 5 degrees and I've got that set back at 39. It'll get back there. And then this is your on off. It's a long hold and it just turned off. And it just turned back on. So it's very, very easy to operate. Fridge controls, freezer controls, and you just hit the on-off button or the button to make it go up and down. You can also turn on, it looks like you have an ice maker. You do, so you can turn on the ice maker from here as well. I've got nice cold waters in here for you. I put these in maybe 2 hours before, an hour before the demonstration with your third-party inspector, and they're very, very cold. This is an excellent refrigerator. Okay, let's go into the garage area. So, in the garage, I've got 3 light controls right here. 1, 2, 3. That's the main lights in the garage. The only other light in the garage is for this lavatory, and it's got its own little light button right there on the wall. Okay, I'll turn these back on, and just so you know, each bed has its own light for when the beds are down that you can turn on. I don't have them on because they're really bright. But each bed has 110 plugs and a light individually for each bed. Okay, coming over to, let's see, we've got a TV back here, so you'll have a remote control for the TV. They're all Sansui TVs, they're all matching. I had told you earlier about the ram air vent system. So, the forward vent is the one that you scoop to catch the air. That would go like that. And then the back one, you would scoop it so it releases out the air. So the air comes in here, catches the gas fumes, and takes it right out the other side of the vent. Works beautifully. You can go either way by just pulling that handle in. 110 plugs for your lavy. This door for the lavatory has a lock system down here and up here. If you want to use the lavy, this just goes like this, and that little latch goes in there. And you have a private bathroom to operate in, okay? That door closes. This comes down. This goes over back against the wall, like so, and then this locks down here with a latch and right back up here with a latch. So that door is now ready to tow. It'd be okay to be moving this unit around. It's not going to do anything. Okay, I'm going to have Maddie stand back here. Your up and down control for the bed is right here. Okay? quite a few things about the beds. Number one, there is a locking system on this back. So if you roll these over, like so, you can lock them in place by pushing that in. That's your lock, and it explains it right here. That's got that locked, so now that's not going to want to come up. If you open the lock, it'll come up just fine. On the back of each one of these, here, here, and here, you have support legs if you're sleeping somebody on this, or if you're using it as the dinette position, you would just employ those two. If you're sleeping, you would do all three. They open and close by push of a button. It's a little spring-loaded button. And just extend out and catch in the other buttonhole. You push the button back in, and they fold down out of your way. I'm going to that's open. That's open, so this will roll over. Okay. Now, when it comes to operating the two beds, you've got two ways to do this. You can do it so that both beds come down. This one will stop right up about here, okay? And then the other one will stop right about there, so it's above it, or below it, pardon me. If you want that to stay up, there are these four little flippers. They're explained right here, okay? If you want to lower that upper bunk down with this guy, they would need to be in that position. I'm going to do this. This is how I get back there. Okay? And this dude, get him up out of the way so I can reach it. Flip that inside of there. And flip that inside of there. Then we roll these back to flat. You have to bump the upper bunk with the bottom bunk to release it, to get it to follow you down. So that's what we're doing right now, is we're running the bunk up to hear a click. Once that click has happened, then I can bring both bunks down. This is what you would do if you were going to load maybe a side-by-side or a quad or a motorcycle in here. You would move the bunks up out of your way so that you could access your storage. Getting close. You feel that click? Okay, now I'm going to come down. It did the same thing it did. Oh, I have to wait for it to reset, so go ahead and pause this. Okay, the auto reset took hold, and now both beds are coming down. This guy's going to stop pretty soon. There. That's bed position 1. And there's bed position 2. So you now have two great big beds back here that you could put all kinds of family or friends in. They're comfortable beds. This will lift out if you want it to. They have their own TV, plus there is another bunk up above up here. And that's what that little ladder goes to, so that you can climb up. There's a little ladder on your staircase there. So you do have another bunk up here as well. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so that this bunk locks up on the top when I run it up, so that I would just bring down the dinette. Let's say I just want to eat lunch and set up my table. So what you do is you would bring those out Okay? And we're going to run the bed back up. Sorry this has taken so long, but this is a little bit of a slower process. Nice thing about RVing is hopefully you have the time to take it slow and easy. Okay, second bunk's going to start lifting. When we get to the top, pause it again because the auto reset has to hold or catch on. Auto reset caught, and now just this bunk is coming back down, and that one is staying up out of your way. Your ladder for this loft is right there, and you also have an outside step that you can attach to your patio. There we go. Now, I'm going to go ahead and move these out of the way. This is the cord that you pull to open up your ramp door. You just pull it down and push out. The door will open, and then you go to the outside to pull it down. Okay? And then you've got a tie-down system here as well. You'll have tie-down rings. I'm not sure exactly where they're located now, but you'll have tie-down rings that would have come with the coach, and you can set those up according to your load. I think we're almost done. I am done. I've got it covered. So that's about it. If you have any questions, please let us know, and we'll solve any query that you have. We really appreciate you buying the trailer. Thank you very kindly for your business. Have a great time.